Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to just use your initials H, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. Now, for the next practice test in my class, you want to make sure you do an integrated speaking practice test, not an independent speaking practice test. I will send you the direct link to the video in which you will complete this particular practice test. Okay, so this one, you said you're doing number 5, so let me take a look at what this practice test is so I can give you an accurate score here. Okay, I don't know where you got this one from. This is actually my independent speaking practice test number 28. It's do you agree or disagree? First year students should live in the dormitory separately from students who are in their second or their third year. Give reasons to explain your opinion. And let me get a pen here for just a minute. Okay, here we go. So I need to take some notes here, write down some things. Okay, here we go.
I agree with that statement which said a new student should live with the expert students who have 2 or 3 years in university.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to say a new student will take them.
Instead of saying I would like to say, just say first of all, then say new student should, blah, blah, blah. There's really no need to say I would like to say. That's a little bit wordy, unnecessary.
Important information about the university and a campus and how lifestyle there. Second, advices and activities with the expert people makes new students feel comfortable.
I think when you move to that second idea, you need to more clearly connect this back to the purpose of your response. So if you say, well, secondly, first year students should also live with second and third year students because, so make sure as you move to the different points of your response that you really clearly connect them back to the beginning of
comfortable when they're dorming and around the university, and avoid that homesick emotions. Finally,
but you got to give some example there. You can say, for example, a first-year student who is taking a biology class and maybe math class and an English class and maybe history could be overwhelmed by all the work that he or she needs to do. And if this student gets some mentoring from maybe a third or fourth year student, he or she will be able to overcome this difficulty or whatever. So if you talk about homesickness, then you can also give an example, a personal example, or some example to help illustrate that. So you need to be a little more specific in the examples you're giving to help illustrate the argument you're trying to make.
The new student should be aware about positive aspects. I will mention that try to leave the negative informations, negative feelings about what they hear in university.
And what would some of those negative things be? Right? So again, need to be a little more specific in your
That's
examples.
all my response.
Okay, so here, I think overall, let's take a look at the rubrics here. So the highest score you can get here is 4.0 out of 4 or 30 points out of 30 on this practice test. So for you, you have a fairly organized response, although at some parts of the response you can more clearly connect what you're saying back to the beginning, I think. So I think you can improve your organization a little bit. How do you do that? Go to speaking lesson number 7. And that particular lesson will give you some good tips on how you can more coherently organize your ideas. But also with topic development, I think you need to be a little more specific in the examples you're using. That's going to help. Language use, your vocabulary is a little bit basic. I think you can develop your vocabulary a little bit better by being more precise in the vocabulary that you use to help illustrate the point you're trying to make. I'd recommend, to help build your vocabulary, a great start is vocabulary lesson number 3. Do that lesson. It'll take you probably 2 or 3 weeks, but it will help you to build your vocabulary more than it is now. Delivery, you're actually pretty natural sounding. I can tell you've had a lot of experience speaking the language, so I didn't notice any major problems there. So your score here, I'm going to put you at about 2.5 out of 4, or 19 points out of 30 on this practice test. Now if you look at the syllabus, let's look at it together. Go to the syllabus, and go to page 9, and let's figure out what your score is on this one. So I think in this one I gave you 2.5 out of 4. This is going to put you at 85% on this speaking practice test. Now remember, next time you need to complete an integrated speaking practice test. This is our focus. So I will send you by InGrade a link to where you need to go to complete this practice test. All right, thank you.